Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, and if you're a patriot who loves faith, family, and freedom, you're not going to believe the amazing news coming out of Europe. It's going to make your day. They warned us about her. Oh, did they warn us? The legacy media terrified their dwindling readers with the ominous prospects of the rising up the young woman who would be Italy's first female prime minister? No, they didn't care about that. No, this woman would be Italy's first post-fascist prime minister. That's right. A woman who represents a party whose roots go back to Italy's dark past. That's the one who we were warned about. Forget the fact that she's the first female prime minister of Italy. That only matters for candidates who are liberal and progressive and woke. Silly. So, who is this evil, dark force to enter into European politics? It's the one and only Giorgia Meloni. Back in September, the nationalist populist coalition of the Brothers of Italy, the Lega Party, and Forza Italia won majorities in both chambers of the Italian parliament. Without question, the star of the election was the conservative firebrand, Giorgia Meloni.
Genere un nemico, tutto quello che ci definisce per loro è un nemico. È il gioco del pensiero unico. Ci devono togliere tutto quello che siamo, perché quando non avremo più un'identità e non avremo più radici, noi saremo privi di consapevolezza, incapaci di difendere i nostri diritti. È il loro gioco. Vogliono che siamo genitore 1, genitore 2, genere LGBT, cittadini X, dei codici. Ma noi non siamo dei codici, noi siamo persone e difenderemo la nostra identità. Io sono Giorgia, sono una donna, sono una madre, sono italiana, sono cristiana, non me lo toglierete.
Now, if you're listening by podcast, the gist of what she said there is that she stands for everything the bullies in Brussels, the globalists, are against, and that they're trying to erase our identity, our roots, so that we could just become cogs in their consumerist manipulated world. And she says, I am Georgia, I am a woman, I am a mother, I am Italian, I am Christian, and you will not take that from me. Well, my friends, I'm ecstatic to report to you that that very same legacy media that did everything they could to warn us about this nationalist populist is today eating crow as they're having to report that Giorgia Meloni is now officially the single most popular leader in the whole of the European Union. She has a 52% approval rating among Italians, which is huge for Italian politics, or, well, as you can see, or European politics for that matter. Remember, European politics in general, but Italian politics in particular, is multi-party politics. And so for one leader, one party among many, in this case, the Brothers of Italy, for that leader among many parties to garner that level of support is very, very impressive. It suggests nothing short of a real paradigm shift going on in Italian politics, where the population is moving way to the right, the nationalist, populist, and traditionalist right that we've been following and tracking with now for the last 6 years or so. In terms of Italy, most particularly beginning with the rise of Matteo Salvini and the Lega Party. They had their first breakthrough election back in 2018. They came to power along with the populist left Five Star Party. They formed a coalition government that was to a certain extent brokered by Steve Bannon. But that coalition government collapsed back in 2019 when Salvini pulled out and tried to force new elections, snap elections, but Five Star turned around and formed a leftist coalition government with the Social Democrats. But obviously that government fell apart a couple of years later, and that made way for a new right, a right that was even more conservative than Lega to emerge, and that was with Giorgia Meloni at the helm. And their rise to power has been absolutely stunning. She's the leader of the Brothers of Italy, Fratelli d'Italia. They take their name from the first line of the Italian national anthem, and their motto, God, Family, Country. They are, as of today, the single most patriotic party, the single most nationalist populist party to assume power in the whole of Western Europe. And when combined with the other two nationalist coalition parties, Matteo Salvini's Lega Party and the more center-right Forza Italia, they're without question the most patriotic coalition in the whole of the entire European continent. And as it turns out, the most popular. So what's driving that popularity? I think you can guess. and you're going to absolutely love it. But first, make sure to click on that link below and head on over to my special website for the Ready Project food supply. No one makes preparing for an emergency more ridiculously easy and affordable than our awesome friends over at the Ready Project food supply. They're patriots just like us, and their food kits last up to 25 years in storage. They include breakfast, lunches, and dinners. And if you act right now, you're going to save 25% off a full 4-week emergency food supply when you click on that link below to my special website. So whatever you do, gang, don't wait. Click on that link below. Start building your emergency food supply today. The immigration issue is perhaps the single most important issue animating Italian politics, and Giorgia Meloni is first and foremost Italy first, maintaining the national sovereignty of their borders. And in the process, she's gotten into a very heated war of words with the globalist French President Emmanuel Macron, who she accuses of economically exploiting Africa in such a way that encourages mass migration to Europe.
Questo si chiama franco CFA. È la moneta coloniale che la Francia stampa per 14 nazioni africane, alle quali applica il signoraggio e in forza delle quali sfrutta le risorse di questa nazione. Questo è un bambino che lavora in una miniera d'oro in Burkina Faso. Il Burkina Faso è una delle nazioni più povere del mondo. Per il Burkina Faso, che ha l'oro, la Francia stampa moneta coloniale. In cambio pretende che finiscano nelle casse del tesoro francese il 50% di tutto quello che il Burkina Faso esporta. L'oro che questo bambino si infila in un cunicolo per tirare fuori finisce per lo più nelle casse dello Stato francese. Allora la soluzione non è prendere gli africani e spostarli in Europa, la soluzione è liberare l'Africa da certi europei che la sfruttano e consentire a queste persone di vivere di quello che hanno.
Now, again, for those of you listening by podcast, I mean, she's basically saying that France still exercises enormous colonialist influence over a number of African nations, 14 she mentioned, and that influence involves depositing a lot of African money into French coffers, which makes it increasingly hard for Africans to make a living in Africa, and that encourages them to leave Africa to try to start a more prosperous life in Europe. And so the answer is for European nations like France to stop exploiting African nations. Let them live, which will in turn encourage them to live where they are and stop this massive migration. And that rhetoric, I mean, with that rhetoric, she's the single most popular leader in the whole of the European continent. So it shows you where the majority of European sentiments lie, at least certainly Italian sentiments. They lie precisely in the politics of the 21st century, which are the politics of identity, of nationalism, populism, traditionalism. And with leaders like Giorgia Meloni, those new politics are going to triumph faster than we could have ever imagined. As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You definitely want to check out my latest video. And we now know who destroyed the Nord Stream pipelines. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure to click on that link and I will see you over there. God bless.